everyone, welcome back to another YouTube video, and today I'll be taking you along as I draw an illustration for a collab with a group of amazing art friends. We miraculously found the motivation to contribute an art piece so that we could make a personal 2022-2023 calendar. Everyone chose which month they wanted to do, some choosing their birthday month or a month based on their favorite season or holiday. In this video, you'll be seeing what I did for the month of February, and it's fitting since today is the last day of the month. So I struggled with how I wanted to pose my character. You'll see me going back and forth with different poses, profiles, etc. But now that I'm looking at this particular composition, I actually do really like it. I think I just wasn't confident with doing the background or the environment, and for a while I wanted to include either a billboard or a sign that says "You are loved," which you just saw sort of flash up on the screen because, you know, Valentine's Day is in February, and I think it's a great message regardless of where you are in life, whether it's with family, friends, a partner, or on your own. I'm a little sad I didn't go through with it, but I'm so happy with the illustration I created. But I opted to go with this sort of back shot of a girl looking out into the distance while holding some flowers, meant for no one in particular, flowers for herself, which is something I've done many times in the past. I love flowers and decorating with them around my room or around the house. And so whenever it's my birthday or whenever I feel like it, I'll sometimes buy myself some flowers like tulips, roses, orchids, or whichever I gravitate towards while I'm shopping. So I'm also pretty bad when it comes to thinking of how to dress my characters. So she ended up with this cute little long sleeve collared shirt tucked into a pleated skirt because, you know, I just wanted something to blow in the wind. And here I am actually being indecisive again and trying a different pose of a girl sitting inside looking out her window. You know, I obviously scrapped that and went back to our main girl. Now to throw on some cloud brushes while I think of what to do with the background and struggle with what those hands are supposed to look like. I sometimes forget that I have hands myself and can pose them for my own references. But I settled with blocking out mountains in the distance with some leaves in the foreground, so it's like she's standing in a field of what will be yellow foliage. And since I hadn't decided on any colors yet, I just threw down varying shades of gray, but I knew I wanted that rim light for some dramatic flair, so I put that as well. But nothing like Gaussian blur in the background to make it look decent. I threw in some quick bird shapes to fill in that sky as well as a bright setting sun. I played around with gradient maps and ended up liking these colors, which I think is a default gradient. I really like the bright pink with the kind of blue-green colors, so I stuck with it. And now I start the line art process. Line art is one of my favorite things to do because this is where I start to make better sense of my weird anatomy, shapes, and sketches. I still struggle with hair, but this was my best attempt at flowy hair and fluid lines. I think I could still benefit from blocking out good hair shapes, which I have so much I need to practice. Clothing wrinkles too. I try to think of how clothes are pulling based on body positioning. References are definitely always helpful. I don't know if any of you also spend a lot of time trying to find the best references for what you're trying to draw, but I definitely do. The hands maybe might have looked less awkward with her palms out. Oh well, I don't know, let me know what you think. But then I started to darken some parts of my line art to give it a bit more life. So now I'm throwing in the flat colors and starting the shading at her skin, which there really isn't too much showing, so that didn't take too long at all. And then moving on to shading her hair, I might be a bit too subtle with some of my color choices and variations. I need to be more experimental and including other types of lighting where color bounces around and reflects on the character in different ways. Every time I rewatch, some of my speed paints, it reminds me of things that I liked and things that I'm lacking. Sometimes I can be a bit too critical on myself, but it's all in the name of growth. So now the shading on her white blouse, which in the end kind of took on that pinkish color from the sun, which I think is nice. Same thing goes with the skirt. I already started to add the bright pink rim light, which I think gives it a little bit more life. Here I started to color my line art so that it blends a bit better with the filled colors, and it makes such a huge difference and makes everything look softer. While I did get used to seeing the black line art, and sometimes I think I really like it, it can be too harsh. I went back and did a cleaner background using straight lines for the light posts and some super rough and extremely basic shading on the mountains. Just random brush strokes to give the mountains some form, nothing crazy. Whenever I use these foliage brushes, I have to use them several times until they populate in a way that I think looks nice, since they often scatter somewhat randomly. Based on pen pressure, and I thought leaving them green might make it look too monotone, so I changed them to the yellowish brown color. Adding some aesthetic electrical lines, as you do. And then I think what I'm gonna do after was, with that black that just flashed on the screen, was to give the edge around her a bit of a soft airbrush finish. And then I added some noise to finish it up, and we're done. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my whole drawing process from start to finish. I'd appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, and hit that notification bell so you know whenever I upload, which for now is every Monday. I hope you look forward to my next video. Take care.